They were freezing to death on the road. One old farmer said yes, and the next day, 100 engines shook the town. It was one of the coldest nights the small countryside town had seen in decades. Snow covered the narrow roads, the wind howled across empty fields, and most people stayed locked inside their warm homes. But out on the highway, a group of bikers was struggling. Their engines were failing, their gloves were soaked, and the freezing wind cut through their leather jackets like knives. They had ridden too far trusting the weather forecast, and now they were paying the price. Hypothermia was setting in. Some of them could barely keep their hands on the handlebars. That's when they saw the old barn. At the edge of a frozen cornfield stood a wooden farmhouse, worn by time. Inside lived Henry Walker, a 90-year-old farmer who had spent his entire life working the land. His wife had passed years ago, his children had moved to the city, and most nights it was just him, the crackling fireplace, and the sound of the wind. A knock echoed through the darkness. Henry opened the door and saw the bikers, faces red from the cold, bodies shaking, eyes desperate. Their patches made them look intimidating, but Henry didn't hesitate. Get inside before you freeze," he said calmly. He led them to the barn, cleared space between hay bales, brought out old blankets, and even shared the little hot soup he had left. He lit a heater, brewed coffee on an old stove, and stayed awake most of the night making sure no one passed out from the cold. The bikers expected suspicion. Instead, they found kindness. By morning, the storm had passed. The bikers thanked Henry, offered money, but he waved them off. "Just promise me you made it home safe," he said. They rode away quietly. Henry thought that was the end of it. The next day, the sound of engines thundered across the fields. One bike, then 10, then 50, then nearly 100 bikers rolled into his driveway. The entire town froze in shock. Henry stepped outside, unsure of what was happening. The biker leader removed his helmet and walked forward. Behind him, others unloaded supplies, new barn doors, animal feed, firewood, warm clothes, groceries, and a brand new tractor part Henry had needed for years but couldn't afford. Then something unexpected happened. The bikers stood in a line and bowed their heads. "You saved our lives," the leader said. "This is our way of saying thank you." They spent the entire day repairing the barn, fixing fences, clearing snow, and stacking enough firewood to last Henry several winters. Before leaving, they placed an envelope in his hand. Money for emergencies, no strings attached. As the engines faded into the distance, Henry sat on his porch with tears in his eyes. That night, the barn was warm. The fields were quiet. And for the first time in years, Henry didn't feel alone. Because kindness, no matter how small, always comes back bigger.